Hi, I'm Josh Foreman. I'm an environment artist. Super serial environment artist. Wait.
Oh my gosh. Hi guys, welcome back to Points of Interest. I'm sitting in the middle today because we can't have Peter anywhere near Josh. And I'm realizing this may not have been the best choice. Just don't.
Okay. I have this effect on middle-aged men.
And we're off. Hey, so Peter Free is Josh Foreman. Thank you guys so much for coming. We've already had like a ridiculous amount of fun in rehearsal, so I'm kind of hoping it continues. You guys were part of the team that worked on the new Lion's Arch. Lots of other people pitched in, but we could only fit 2 in, so we're going to talk a little bit about the look and the rebuilding and get a backstage tour of the new Lion's Arch. So thank you guys for coming to hang out today.
Thanks for having us.
Super appreciate it. I want to start by kind of talking about the look of Lion's Arch. You are so tall right now.
I want to make it clear. He's sitting on a pillow right now.
I am.
He's not actually that much taller than me.
I'm actually this tall.
I just want to clarify that from the beginning.
Do you feel better?
Yes.
I couldn't even look at you. I was so distracted by the fact that you were so much taller than I was used to. All right, so let's kind of talk about the look of New Lion's Arch. Since we have the concept art right behind us, why didn't you make it look, no, okay,
oh, that?
Look.
Oh, is that what we're supposed to make?
This has been the last week of my life, you guys. I
was looking at pictures of the Hoover Dam the whole time.
The Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
All right, so we kind of know concept art is a little bit different than what actually comes into reality, but it is hugely different from what it looked like before. And I don't mean the flaming, burning, destroyed part, but the part where it was
the part that was on fire.
The part that was on fire. But it was a lot different from the shipwreck. You know, kind of salvaged it from a shipwreck.
It is.
It's been an overwhelming.
What are you accusing him of?
Been an overwhelming. What's wrong with you, Josh? Jeez.
Defend yourself.
It has been an overwhelming success. Most people have been super happy, but it is a startling change. So, what's wrong with you, Josh? No,
it is.
No, but I do want to.
Whose fault is this?
There's no fault. Behave.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. No, I do want to talk a little bit about the changes in design and kind of what went into that and.
Sure.
How it came to look so completely different.
Yeah, well, I think it comes down to the fact that the Lion's Arch that we launched with Guild Wars 2 was based on hundreds of years of history. It was cobbled together, a community of pirates and villainous scum. And over the years of that Guild Wars has taken place, it's become a lot more respected trading port and all this kind of stuff. Got wrecked, and now it's their chance to kind of create a new identity for themselves, something more forward-thinking and modern, and that sort of thing. So that's my understanding. I mean, I didn't come up with the core concept. That was Daniel Dochu and Dave Beetlestone and Curiel Fetterspiel. They kind of charted the broad strokes of that. But I think the essential idea was, just to give it a more updated, modern trading port feel. And it's definitely different. And so it's weird to compare the two and say one is better than the other. I see a lot of that on the forum, which is interesting. A lot of people saying they hated the old one and they love the new one, or vice versa.
This one's clearly better.
Yeah, clearly.
It's better.
I have no dog in this race because I worked on all the Lion's Arches, so whatever. I like them all.
You did.
Even the bad one.
Yeah.
Which one's the bad one? No, you know what? Forget it.
Well, Guild Wars 1 is pretty bad.
The Guild Wars 1 Lion's Arch I really love.
I'm pretty happy that it's underwater.
You've shut your mouth. I'm happy it's still here.
All those people are dead now. All of them.
There it is.
They're all dead.
This is what's going to happen, you guys, for a while now. You're so happy about the death.
Death.
Yay.
So another thing about the new Lion's Arch design is that it's much more fortified looking because they've been attacked so many times. So they've made sure to sort of bolster their defenses, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot more solid. That was something that I had noticed. I talked to Dave Beetlestone about this a little bit, and the word he used was tinderbox. Because they did...
For the old one.
Yeah, for the old one, sorry.
Yes.
No, this one's not a tinderbox. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
They had pulled, like, the shipwrecks. It was like this old world charm is another thing that he was talking about. They had all of these pieces of shipwrecked parts and sails, and it was very, we have this wreckage, we're going to use it, and it burned up real nice when Scarlett showed up.
It was a tinderbox waiting to go.
And, and we didn't have a lot of it left. If you want to go into the lore side of things, there really wasn't much left because it all burned for a really long time, by the way.
Yeah.
While
it
people
kept burning
hammered
and burning.
and hammered and hammered
All
and
kinds
hammered.
of screams in the distance and everything.
You're so happy right now. Jeez.
People just kept dying.
I mean,
and dying.
we kept some of that boat theme, the nautical theme, in some of the areas. There's still plenty of that. There's this cool kind of condos that are like half ships, kind of pushed into the concrete.
I kind of love the octopus bank. Thank you for that.
That's fun. Silly. Yeah.
It's fun. I like that it's more fortified, and I like that it's a lot tougher. But I also like that little whimsical. We're still not all serious, and it's.
A lot of people
have
make
fun.
comparisons to like theme parks and that sort of thing. And,
theme park are y'all going to?
But well, in good ways and bad ways.
Octopus Land.
That's fair. Yeah, like SeaWorld or Disneyland
talk about
or
later
whatever.
where Octopus Land is?
Crustacean Land.
Or maybe not.
Let's just say the people
Sounds
of
tasty.
Lion's Arch know how to stick with a theme.
Yeah.
They really do. They really, really do. All right, so that's kind of where we went with the look of that, and I like it. I personally like it, but I've also had a little more time to get used to it. So it's a huge change, and I think that's a lot of it too, is that you need time to get used to it.
It's funny, we had a sort of debate on the team when we started working on this about how to transition into this like sudden shocking change to this new city being there. And at one point, Josh suggested that the first time everyone logs into the city that all these concrete buildings just drop from the sky. And then after the dust settles,
Well, the idea was the Asura had them prefabricated on like floating platforms and lowered them down. But
you could
more
buy
or
them
less.
from a kit.
I wanted to have a wizard just conjuring it up.
Oh yeah, the guy from the floating castle that we can't talk about.
Yeah. Like the Guildhall, the way the Guildhall stuff build.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Oh my gosh, I want to talk about the floating castle. Okay, we can't do that.
Do you want to talk about the floating castle?
Yeah, let's
I
make the stream
totally
about the floating
don't.
castle.
Does
instead.
anyone want to know what the deal is with the floating castle?
Your chair is on wheels. I will push you off the camera.
All right. Never mind.
What if we talk about this thing? Because this is extremely cool.
It has a shocking secret.
This is really not that cool, but this is.
It is. I love it. I like
This is a
hidden
little
things.
cubby hole that I made in the back of a bar. I don't know if anyone's found it yet, but I put one of my little signature
I
coins
found
there
it.
because
That's
it's
my
fun.
character, and I found it all by myself. Shut up.
Explain the signature coins.
The signature coins are basically my answer for what is known in design circles as negative possibility space, I think. The idea being that players work to get to a certain area or unlock some certain... It's one of those things where it's like it seems unintentional, but then if a designer or an artist puts something there, it's like, oh, wow, we acknowledge that you did something cool and creative in our game, and here you go. Yeah,
It's your signature on your art.
yeah, exactly.
So I know you and I'm embarrassed that I never found it before we destroyed it.
You
You had
should be.
something similar in the old Lion's Arch.
Got a
Was
couple
it
of them
similar or
scattered
was it
around.
identical?
It's the same coin,
Okay.
but yeah, I just put them in places where it's like, it usually happens late in the process where the map's already been filled out by the designers and text has been localized, and so there's really no content that we could put there per se.
Yeah.
So, but it's just a fun little nook or cranny that people find.
That
It's
has
like, yeah.
some place to, it's something to do. It turns out it's a game and it's supposed to be fun, even if it
That's what I've
doesn't
heard.
give you
Yeah.
anything. So I don't get like 100 gold for finding this or anything. It's just
No,
fun.
Josh sends you $10 if
Yeah.
you find them all.
Yeah, send me a screenshot and then I send you $100 million.
Note again, this is my account.
Offer not
That is my
actual.
character.
Can we get an asterisk live above my head?
Everything is ruined. I wanted that $10. Also because I forgot to order lunch and I could really use it.
Ah,
Right? Okay, so what about what you've got going on over here?
okay, here's what I've got
Because
going on.
this is going to help me with my Dragonite Horde, and it is therefore my favorite thing.
Okay. Well,
love
before, so this is something that Alexander Youngblood came up with, and
Thank you, Alex. Seriously.
there's a carca hunt that's in the game now because we had some problems with invasive species coming with the cargo into the new city, and they've already taken over everywhere. you'll notice over. You can't see where I'm pointing, but
Yeah, we're
off
in the
to
bottom
one
corner.
side
It's
here,
okay. You
there's
can
a,
point
there's
again
a
if you
collector
like.
that he named after himself over here, which I just noticed myself just now. Anyway, he put this.
Wait, you worked on this game, right?
No,
Oh,
no, I'm just here in place of Dave B.
We found him wandering the street shouting and barefoot and brought him inside.
Wild-Eyed Peter, we like to call him.
So
Somebody called something like that in the game.
Wild-Eyed.
yeah, that's Byron's
Wild-Eyed Miller.
doppelganger. Yeah, he's raving about all the theories.
Totally fits.
So there's this Turl Sharptooth character that you need to find, and he'll send you on a quest to get rid of all these little carca hatchlings that are all over the city. They're from the. It's a reference to the Lost Shores release that we had, like 15 years ago, whatever that was. And
Feels
there was a carca invasion, and then we opened up this new island that was supposed to be a resort, the Consortium. And these carcas attacked, and they came all the way back to Lion's Arch and attacked there. So the players all went there that November and settled the hash of these carcas, but they've come back, and who knows what will happen.
Or we forgot a few one or the other.
Yeah, there's still some around. So you get a blunderbuss from this guy. Give me one of your guns, and I'll see what I can do.
Where's he keeping the guns? Never mind.
Do you want to know the terrible secret of where he keeps his guns?
Nope.
Ask Wild-Eyed Miller.
Yeah, he'll tell you. So I think I
sometimes
want to
things
go.
I say things and then I realize who I'm asking, and I'm
Correct them
sorry.
Immediately.
So do I want to show where any of these are, or is that too much?
There was
of a
one
show the
like
ones
right
in
where
this
you were.
house.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
These are
So
cool.
you go in this house and you go upstairs here, past all these things, and there is. Is there one behind the bed?
Yeah, you got to sneak around the edge there. These were not at all inspired by Ocarina of Time sculptulas, by the way, because I've never played this game called Zelda. Maybe some people have heard of it.
Nobody
but
has said that
Yeah.
about Ocarina of Time. I haven't heard that at all this week. It turns out
this
that
is a
we are
completely
gamers.
original idea that I came up with of making these creatures that kind of make a little sound that you can hunt down.
Oh, that reminds me. I had talked to our
Can you
sound
make that sound
department.
again? Thank you.
You're going to be, well, no, I think I'm going to be sorry that I said this in a second, and I'm still going to do it anyway because I never learn. I had talked to our sound department because I thought it might be cool to do like
We have a sound department?
Surprise!
Go around that
I thought
edge
it might
there.
be cool to do like a clip
couldn't go
of,
right
hey,
around
how
the
did
edge.
we make the
Jump
sound
around it.
of these little Karka guys?
Yeah,
so
how
I went
did
and
they?
asked, it's cut up ping pong balls and
Oh, they do play a lot of ping pong.
literally slobbering.
Excellent.
And I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. So they like cut ping pong balls in half and
Fill them with slobber.
nope, they like scritch them together.
Oh,
and
okay.
if you go ask, I think it was
That's
Keenan.
awesome.
If you go ask Keenan, he will do the slobber thing for you.
Is it
So-
like,
Sort of, yeah.
And that's all the time we have for today.
Because Peter's horrified and wants to go home now. He
do.
needs an adult.
I need to go to therapy now.
Nope, it was kind of that and like scrunched up, cut in half ping pong balls.
yeah.
So there's your fun
you
fact about the Karka noise. One of my guildmates was horrified by it, and I thought it was kind of a cool noise, so I got curious about how it was made and went to find out.
Yeah, our
There's
our
another
audio
one,
team
too.
is awesome.
I need you. Why don't you just go ahead and get Princess for me while Josh and I do our thing?
Yeah, so you go after
It's
these
easy.
these
Hurry up.
carca hatchlings all over the city and help them out by exterminating them, and you get a special prize that may or may not eat Dragonite.
It eats your Dragonite, and it's wonderful.
Well, you just spoiled it, but yeah.
I spoiled the
Hit
heck out
Control
of it.
Shift H.
What?
Hit Control Shift H.
Then what happens?
Look at that.
It will explode.
How much prettier?
Oh, that's much better. What's the deal with these fish?
Those are creatures that live in water, and they evolved fins and
Interesting.
gills.
And this is a
Interesting if
coastal
true.
town. It turns out this is a coastal town. It's weird, right?
Hey, let's talk
So-
about my thing.
Let's talk.
Oh wait, what is your job here?
Let's
I didn't know
talk
Josh
about,
was here.
Let's talk about this place here.
Okay. This
Okay.
is.
I love you guys so much.
Okay, so
Oh, this is my favorite part of the new Lion's Arch, actually.
yeah, probably mine too. This came in really late, actually.
I can never remember how to get
we
here.
have these
so-
two blank, open areas that I knew they were supposed to be for Consortium, but I didn't really have a good idea what went on in them
You thought, how can we make them sad and soul crushing?
Yes, pretty much. I mean, the Consortium is our little satire of, corporate whatever. So they've got this really posh, nice office for the execs in here. And then
You forgot to point out Bargle 5000 in there.
yeah, we'll talk about him later.
Okay.
Or never, whatever.
And then this other room, we said, well, what do we put in here? And Peter had the idea of doing a cubicle farm. So the first thing I did was I took the ceiling and I lowered it about 10 feet.
It got funnier the more he lowered it. Every time he lowered it another foot, it was funnier.
I gave it this kind of greenish yellow one lighting.
This sickly,
Yeah,
depressing.
And then I wrote all these little notes for the kind of stuff that these corporate hacks have to deal with.
I had to write this down because
Oh yeah, it's all translated and stuff. I put a little water cooler. This is like my ideal daily task, is to come up with ridiculous. I guess it's called visual storytelling, right? It's
You called
telling
it something else earlier.
you can't say
Negative
that.
design attitudes
right.
or something.
possibility space. No, that's different. This is.
Go to the guy over here. The guy with all the paper.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is my favorite guy. I love him.
What are you pointing at?
Monitor, shut up.
They don't see that.
So the backstory here is that I wanted to give all the
Bobby.
there's all these cubicles. So what the heck are they doing? So I came up with this idea that may or may not be based on an experience that I've had in my real life. Which is that the company is encouraging everyone to come up with this slogan, a new slogan for their company, and it's kind of insinuated that the person who has the worst slogan will be fired. So I decided it should be this guy, and I gave him all the very worst slogans I could come up with.
Hey, show the trash bin with all
Yeah.
The trash can is amazing. I love it.
That's
the crumpled up ideas.
yeah. And the very worst one down at the bottom.
What does it say? Do you remember?
That one is keep rolling, rolling, rolling. So
You go, crying writer guy.
only kids from the
Thanks,
90s will get that reference. So and then here we've got sort of a disaster waiting to happen with the candle pendulously tilting over
Dude,
a
I
waste
didn't
paper
see that.
basket next to a puddle of oil.
I love it. Everybody has standing
They have no
desks. That's like
OSHA
a thing
standards
here.
here.
And then this guy clearly gets inspiration from bottled water.
Yes. It's totally bottled water.
Yeah.
He's been drinking more than his share of boiled water.
So yeah, this was a really fun area to create. And that's my story.
And
I'm
it's
sticking
just-
to it.
If you hang out in and around the consortium's headquarters here, you'll hear some interesting chatter that fills in, or at least hints at, some of the backstory of the consortium, who might be in charge of it, how they treat their employees, things like that, and what their brand manager is thinking of for their new slogans,
Well, I think
and
the
how to
water
handle
cooler.
their metrics and infographics.
I think the water cooler tells a little bit about how they treat their employees.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I basically wanted to imply they were spending too much time talking to each other at the water cooler, so
they can have one ladle.
yeah. They
took
reduced
away a
the
ladle.
number of ladles to one,
I love it. I love that so much.
and it's slightly too high for Nasura to reach.
Seriously?
That's awesome.
Is that on purpose, Josh?
I just noticed that now.
Yeah, if you go at the front door here and off to the right, that's where that brand manager guy is
Oh,
with
yeah.
his personal assistant.
No,
actually,
over
it's,
here.
no, it's
Wait.
back.
Oh.
Damn it!
Oh, right.
Can
My
I say
right.
damn
You're
it?
right.
I'm sorry. No, he's
This
nope,
is
behind
hard.
He's in the grass over there.
The brand manager is
so
the
much
junior
grass.
brand
No,
manager
right
is
there.
Nasura.
There he is.
There you go.
That was hard. That's the hardest thing I've done in this game.
So this marketing
You should
guy
play
is
more.
actually voiced by the same actor that does Traherne, who has a
He
really
looks a lot like Traherne, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
I can
he has a
totally
really
tell.
awesome Asura voice, and he cracks me up with his readings on these
Yeah,
lines.
there's like a ton of it's just a ton of marketing speak. We found him over in community and marketing, and we found him before this went live, and we laughed at this for like an hour. We just sat here cracking up.
His personal assistant keeps asking him, shouldn't we be getting back to the office now? And you sure like to think outside the office. I mean, box.
Yeah, totally. I
So,
love it.
are we switching over to me? Or
Yeah, let's see what you are looking at, because
there's something I want to show off now.
Is it horrible? Let's see it.
Yeah, probably.
Is it dead people?
Okay, here's me. So, oh, look at that jellyfish thing.
What is that?
What's the deal with that?
I don't know.
So, here's another spot that you want to look for in the town with some returning favorites that I brought back due to no popular demand. We have Herotron, who now is sporting
questions
a
about this.
fancy ribbon.
What
that
does it
says
say?
Hero on it. He was presumably given that by Captain Magnus. And then over here we have Marcello Di Giacomo, who is our minstrel character and a good friend of Herotron. They've had
They
a lot
love
of
each
fun
other.
adventures together.
Is it Marcello or Marcello?
It is Marcello.
Because you told me Marcello the other day.
I did not tell you that.
You did.
No, I didn't. No.
Fight.
Totally did.
Fight on the air.
All right, this is over. Also, if you hang around over here, these kids are heckling both the Golem and Marcello the whole time, and the Golem is trying to have a very serious job fair. But if you talk to Herotron here and you take his job pamphlet, I believe you'll be very happy with what you get in return for eating it. Which is a reference to a hilarious cartoon that somebody did about eating the refugee drawings.
Seriously, my favorite fan art ever.
It's really great.
I don't know why that was so funny to me, but I will always laugh at that.
Sarah Sperry came up with the idea of having people eat the pamphlet and
Seriously?
getting something for it. Yeah, it's
So-
a consumable.
Who are the kids that are making fun of poor Herotron, who I love so much?
They are just jerks, local jerks.
Seriously, where
Kids.
is your mother?
Get off my lawn.
Yes, get off Herotron's lawn.
We knew we wanted to have a bunch of kids in the city, and we did some casting auditions for little kid voices. And there was one kid that it broke our heart to turn him down the audition he sent
Then
in.
why are you smiling?
Well, no, I'm just smiling because
Remember, he likes death.
Right.
No,
Oh,
we
no.
didn't kill him. His audition was so awesome, but he sounded really young, and we couldn't use him because he sounded like he was probably about 5 years old or something, and he was super cute, and it so great. I wanted to have him re-record everything in the entire game, but then I found out later he was
be a
the
great
voice
tonic.
of Catbug, the
Oh,
cartoon
excellent.
character.
That is the
It's
best
that little
voice.
kid that does Catbug's voice, and then I just felt horrible.
We could have had Catbug in our game,
Yeah,
and
he
you
was.
said
yeah,
no.
So it's my
Peter,
fault.
Peter Freeze,
Peter Freeze,
everyone.
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry.
Oh, the audience wants to know why you do everything wrong and bad and ruin the game all the time.
I thought that was our motto here, is
Oh.
to do everything wrong and bad.
That's
Why
just in
haven't
your
you-
cubicle.
Why haven't you fixed the bugs yet?
I actually did fix a few bugs in the city already here that will be going into the next, what do we call those, live releases?
Build?
Builds? The
So-
next build.
What are these computers that are in front of us? What do these do?
These are magic machines. Stop trying to pick it up. I am filled with confidence.
We got a dance party
that's
going on over
horror.
here.
Yeah, there's an actual concert over here that was not going on earlier. There's somebody in
What's
their
this guy's
underwear.
deal?
That's like an actual real concert. Well, he's big. That's pretty much his deal. Okay, let's see what Josh has.
I don't know how to adjust game volume. How do you do that? So we can hear this lovely band playing its cool music.
Let's see, turn your UI back on and then go into...
Well, I know how to turn
Oh,
music in the game up. I don't know.
There you
if
go.
Audio engineer does that.
Nope, you do it.
Oh, I do it. Okay.
Do you call James every time you can't hear your game?
Is that good? Can we hear now?
Do something about the light pollution.
Testing.
We got the thumb,
I mean,
and it's up.
that
Okay.
torch
All
is
right.
I'm totally
supposed
going to
to
call
light
James
the
every time
harbor.
I can't hear my
That's
game.
the idea.
there's a bunch of people dancing here, that's all.
So this is the new crow's nest. The old one had a minor crack in the foundation, so they decided to destroy the entire thing. And so this was a chance to really put it up high above the city, give it a really cool
Like a crow's
vantage.
nest. It's an actual crow's
Yeah,
nest.
it's almost.
I
Yeah,
see what you did there.
very clever of us. And
You're clever like that.
we were looking for opportunities to put in more
Are you mocking?
role-playing space. I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
Get away.
No, just stay here.
Yeah, we were looking for opportunities to put a role-playing in here, so I thought it'd be cool to put a stage for people to put on whatever sort of performances they can, and every once in a while a boy band comes out and does their thing as well, so that's pretty cool. I
Yeah, we
believe,
named them after boy band members.
was it McLean who wrote a couple songs for these guys? I
Wait,
think?
seriously?
Probably.
I heard that at some point. I haven't actually been there in live, so
All right,
and
so
I can't hear right now.
the
But I'm
boy
guessing.
band is Tyrion Direction.
Yes,
Is there like a smart one and a hot one and a
the bad
broody
boy.
one? The bad boy,
A
right?
sassy one.
A sassy one?
Sassy.
This boy band is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, there's at least 14 of them. If you talk to
Usually
Ellen
time to
Keel up
oversee
here
the
in the
work
Crow's
of
Nest,
the
you'll get a
over
little
Lions
insight
Lodge
into some things around the city.
Greetings.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah,
You
got
should turn your
some
game up
stuff
too.
there.
Your sound up too.
I don't know how to do that.
These computers are hard. Turn your UI back on and fix your sound.
This is
What are computers? How does this game work? That's just my skill bar.
I don't want to do that.
I have nothing else to say about the Crow's Nest.
Is there a bar?
I thought the dedication at the field
looks
of
like
the
it.
fallen went well. My
Probably.
sanity.
But the sound is on.
I don't know.
Oh, no,
it's kind of a buffet
Now turn it
up
up.
here.
I'll turn it up.
We've got, I made this prop because Dave Beetlestone, who is our lead environment.
Beetlestone.
Yeah. Our environment lead hates raisins, so I had to make a plate
you
of
serious?
raisins.
Yeah.
Specifically to scatter around the environment.
Why does he hate raisins?
He's a jerk.
Yeah, he's a soulless cretin.
He's awful.
Dave, dude, I invited you.
He's not going to watch this.
He probably just stopped watching.
He
I
doesn't care.
built 3 or 4 statues of him for Guild Wars 2 in various
They
places.
made him raisins.
No, like the stone statues you see in Codicus himself.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like,
It's
That's
kind
why
of,
Codicus has like
it's
17
kind of
names.
unmistakable.
Yeah.
Unmistakable, because beard.
yeah. And it's specifically because he told me I had to put him in the game in an honorific way. And I was like,
What?
Dave,
Under
I don't.
orders.
That seems.
It was awful.
Yeah, but yeah, then he got out the bamboo
I
rod.
so don't want to be here when he gets back. The only reason you're doing this is because you know he's not in the building today.
The truth is, he was mortified when I did it. I'm just
There
going
it
to put that
is.
on the record. He did not ask for it. But
he
that's
asked for
specifically why I did it.
I was like, Dave is getting in his car and coming back to work right now.
He's going to drive through the wall in his monster
It's gonna
truck.
go
Right, yeah.
through.
It's going to be amazing.
Can we get that to happen? That would be fantastic. Get off the table. You have
Special
no
effects.
manners whatsoever.
Special
All right, Peter, what have you got?
I was trying to find the tour guide that's going around here, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find her.
Okay, tour guide is awesome. If you guys have seen the tour guide, she's running around with a family.
Of Norn.
It seems
She leads some tourists around the city and then ditches them through a
she
a
seems
gate.
like super helpful.
know where
We
she
spent a
went.
lot of time on the communications team. We were trying to find where the tour started because we would see, we'd see like the
it's
tour
over
coming in
here
and it looked really interesting. I actually wrote a note about where the tour starts and now I'm looking for it.
Here it is. I found it.
Oh,
Did you find it?
Come to me.
Sorry,
Over to
Peter.
Josh.
You're
Oh,
no help
yeah,
whatsoever.
Look at this. Oh, but
she's a disgruntled architect that is,
she?
yeah.
well, a would-be architect.
There's a
that-
whole cool backstory. So Byron wrote this dialogue,
Yeah.
Byron Miller, and it's
Wait.
I didn't see
it's pretty much a compilation of every criticism that we knew we would get, and plus internal criticism that we always throw at each other, et cetera, et cetera.
Sorry.
It's really great.
It's just all the acerbicness that generally floats around.
So, what does she say? I haven't had time to
You know,
take the
she
tour yet.
talks
She goes
about-
around mocking the buildings and
Yeah.
the design choices and says she wouldn't have done that. And it's pretty great.
Nice.
It is great. And she's not saying anything right now. Is
Well,
she going
of
to talk
course
about the lobster here?
Probably.
Let's see if she talks about the lobster. That's one of the best lines.
What will she say about the lobster?
After Scarlet
there we go.
destroyed Lion's Arch in
Scarlet
1327,
destroyed
the
Lion's Arch in
lobster.
1327. The Captain's Council held a competition for the rebuild effort.
The
The brightest architects from around Tyria submitted their design proposals, including one very talented student.
Who could that be?
She's not bitter
But
at all.
alas, her brilliant vision for the new Lion's Arch proved too forward-thinking for the small minds on the council.
Small minds on the council. So
We were working out a lot of things while
Instead
we
of
were
gazing
writing this
upon
stuff.
sweeping views of the bay, we have a giant lobster.
lobster.
Thank you.
Note the
else?
excessive use of materials.
Note the
See,
excessive use of
materials.
materials and those claws.
Claws. Follow me if you will.
Wow.
Is everyone having a great
Is
time?
everyone having a great time?
I am.
I know I am.
All right, so,
So cynical.
then she
Speaking of the lobster, I found a character over by the lobster that's kind of interesting.
Who's that guy?
Then she ditches them
Yeah, that's the best
in a
part.
portal.
Oh, who's this? Oh, look at that name. That sounds familiar.
Who did that?
Yeah, he's the dock foreman.
Josh is like, oh good, here we go.
If you
Yeah.
hang out by him, he's pretty
For the
disgruntled
record, there's
too.
a policy that we're not allowed to name characters after ourselves.
Yeah, there was
Too bad, because I'm in there.
there was supposed to be a foreman.
Not even
After
Josh.
sorry.
ourselves. That doesn't keep other employees from
Guys,
naming
can
their-
I talk?
Hey,
Nope.
Peter has something to say.
Sorry. I'm sorry. So there was supposed to be a Foreman Joshua in Prosperity during the Living World, and that we were told to take that out. And we changed his name to Foreman Abe because that was Josh's name. He was a superfluous Josh when he was
back in high school.
Yeah.
And the
Superfluous
story behind this
Josh.
is
I love it.
amazing because, a group of friends, there was already a
Oh, do
Josh.
tell.
Already a Josh.
Sorry.
I come in too late, so then I because my last name is Foreman, they went with Abe because of the fine hit film from the 80s. What is that movie called?
Goonies?
No,
Blade Runner.
Day Off.
You
Will-
can't just shout
Not Will
movies.
Ferrell's Day Off, but that other guy.
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Did you just forget Ferris Bueller?
I did. Played as Abe Foreman, Sausage King of
That's
Chicago.
right. That's right.
And you
So
forgot
you see that connection?
Yeah.
Foreman to Froman to Abe.
Sausage.
To Abe in the game.
It's all so clear now.
Yeah. It's wheels within wheels.
So anyway, so the original Foreman
forgot Ferris
Josh
Bueller.
was supposed to die hanging from the vines like Drewbert, but tragically his name was changed to Foreman Abe.
What time is it? How long did we? 36 minutes before Drewbert reference.
Oh, okay. I thought you were cutting me off.
No, I wanted to see how long you made it
How
before
long have
being
you been
like,
talking?
I wanted to see how long you went before being like, oh, ha, ha, Drewbert.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I was going to kill Josh after 2 weeks in the game, but now he's there permanently. So.
But then HR was all, you can't actually do that. And
HR.
oh, in the
Stankus?
game. Oh, in the game.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. I see.
No, I thought you were talking about our HR.
Yeah, well, that's why Abe looks more like me and the dead guy hanging from the vine
Yeah, it's
in
tragic.
perpetuity in Dry
Yeah.
Top now.
Because he's going to be
This
there
guy
forever.
doesn't look much like Josh, actually.
He left his beard over
Yeah.
in Prosperity.
There's some disgruntled dock workers all around.
Yeah,
the,
what's up with those
lobster here.
guys?
Oh, and there's the jumping puzzle butter thing on top of the.
There is a butter.
Please
well, not
tell
a
me where that
butter
is, 'cause I couldn't
vendor.
find it.
It's right on top of the lobster's back where you would expect butter to be exchanged.
Lobster can be dipped in butter.
Did I mention I forgot to order lunch?
That
and
was
I'm
the
kind of hungry.
joke. What we're doing
So
next?
where is it?
What? I
What?
can't get
I'm-
up there. I'm not a jumping
I'm,
puzzle guy.
I'm showing the jumping puzzle on
Look
my
at that, that's
screen.
really
cool.
Don't
you-
switch to me.
I told you to get
Am I
Princess
on?
for me.
Wait, are we live?
What are we looking at?
I'll tell you what, while you guys flail around, I actually wanted to
Okay, I'm
mention
sorry.
something that Alex said while we were talking about the tour guide portaling and ditching her tour because
Are we
she's
going to video of Alex?
mad about things. Yes, Alex does not know that we hijacked his webcam. No, he's in the bathroom right now. No, Alex did mention that we were trying to bring some gameplay elements back into the new Lion's Arch. That was kind of a cool thing that we put in there.
Fine.
And we did. Have you guys seen the villagers running around on brooms?
Yes.
I got a huge kick out of seeing that. And we've also got them using waypoints and using the Asura gates. So they are behaving more like players. And you'll see a lot of in-character player chatter for the NPCs.
We actually experimented. Angel
I did this.
McCoy came up with a cool script that has all these characters walking around the city, and they're just sort of randomly firing lines off at each other as they pass. And it's neat. Like you could hang around the city and just hear these guys walk as they walk past each other. They'll just say random things from a huge collection of lines. So it makes the city seem more alive.
Yeah.
But these characters are all up to various shenanigans.
Yeah, it's not just, they're not just standing around and cardboard cutouts propped up against the walls.
Yeah, like usual.
Like usual, yeah.
Yeah.
It
Our
feels
usual
a lot
awful
better.
content.
No, seriously, up.
Sorry. What? Up where?
Nothing. I
was
want you
gonna
to.
show
I
off
want
the
you to go get the butter for me.
Is
Oh,
this
fine. I guess
I
if you're
can't
gonna do it
jump up. I
right,
can't get up there.
if you're gonna do it right and not progress my gameplay for me.
He's the jumping puzzle guy. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I was showing a
Alright,
jumping
so
puzzle, but
what are we looking at?
this is the rooftops of Lion's Arch. And I think I talked about this on the last live stream I was on, where I was talking about the jumping puzzle I made in Silver Waste, which is I like the idea of being up on roofs and looking down on people from a different perspective. Because I had a very interesting...
Ferris Bueller.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
It wasn't interesting at all, and that's why I'm not going to say it again. That's the jumping puzzle, everyone.
It was
Is it roofs or roofs?
Roughs.
Roughs.
On the roughs.
All right.
a
So
roof
anyway,
and
over
then
to
another
me.
roof.
Yeah, over to something more interesting.
Yeah, if something
This
actually
is
interesting.
kind of cool. I like it.
Oh, wait, you can't.
Wow. Just carry on.
Cut this part out!
We're not live, are we?
Things like this are why I was so excited when you agreed to come and join me and Josh.
Agreed.
You can click that, though.
I decline you.
Okay, but before we go to Peter, I do want to mention that there are a lot of places in the new Lion's Arch where you can get up top and look down and see a completely different perspective or a much wider view of the new Lion's Arch.
People are.
What?
Because you have an ArenaNet tag. And you're really incredibly conspicuous. There.
Because I was
Now look
so
out.
good at this jumping
at
puzzle.
that one.
Look at that. Look how good that was.
Well, you made it. You're very fond of jumping puzzles. We've noticed.
You know, I made
right.
the first jumping puzzle, actually. Guild
Like
Wars
in the
2.
world?
Ever, yeah.
Yeah, he designed the first.
I inspired
jumping
this
puzzle.
guy named Miyamoto back in the early 80s. Yeah.
There we go. All right, so let's actually look at Peter's screen for real.
Yeah.
Because this is really, really sweet, and I love it.
So this is another angel thing that she put in here. We have our recurring Quaggan characters, Blumenu and Penelope, who have set up shop down here. What?
Penelope?
Penelope? Penelope? Maybe it's Penelope.
It's all silly. What?
Yeah, it's just
Quaggins.
throw extra vowels in
Quaggins.
there.
Yeah, so they've set up a house
Quaggan
here, and it looks like they may have had some tadpoles.
And I'll bet you're looking forward to the day you get to write all their deaths.
I do. Yeah, I am. I really am.
gosh.
Here's another little bit of trivia. Penelope?
Sure.
Penelope's
Say a different thing every
voice
time.
actor is the same one that does Scarlet. So,
What?
yeah, you might never have realized that, but there she
Whole
is.
new perspective.
But now everything is
character.
ruined.
If you hang around in their little underwater house here for a while, they'll sing a lullaby to their tadpoles.
I caught that earlier today, and it was very, very sweet. So if you're not familiar with these guys, I don't know, those of you who kind of look at the ambient things and pay attention to the little backstory pieces
Who
here
isn't
and there,
familiar with these guys?
a lot of people,
You know who they are, right?
What? I don't. What's a quaggin?
right?
Have you played this game?
Not very many people have heard of Quaggan before,
I think I got past the tutorial.
so.
They were called poo bags originally.
Oh
They
my
were
gosh.
called poo bags. Yes.
All right, stop ruining everything for 10 seconds. Then I'll let you ruin an extra thing
All right.
if you behave yourself for a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, so
Sounds
these
hard.
guys
I'm
showed
going to
up.
give away an elite specialization at the end of this.
We have a really big cane. It's for smacking and pulling.
Okay.
Yeah, behave yourself. All right, so these guys showed up in November of 2013, and they've been hanging around for most of the living story, and they finally might be settled. We will keep Peter's hands off of them.
I'll keep them safe. Don't worry, guys.
We'll
I'll intimidate Peter every day.
I'm not making any promises.
You'll sit on a pillow at him.
Yes.
They seem
Yeah.
to show up wherever something horrible is about to happen.
They're not harbingers.
Or are they?
No. No.
No.
Maybe that's their
Who knows?
superpower.
Gosh. Okay, so
What's Josh's thing?
what have you got?
I've got
Sitting on a pillow.
this
Oh,
other
Thought you meant like his
RP location. We made this nice little stage that you can use for a variety of occasions, like bat mitzvahs or quinceañeras.
Penelope.
Wow.
Quinceañeras.
I'm just going to let you keep trying to say it.
How about weddings? Maybe
Oh, weddings. That could work
Yeah,
too.
any events.
So, yeah, this is set up here. I wanted to give. This is not the best time of day. Well, I don't know.
An
It's kind
evening
of pretty.
wedding. It's romantic.
Yeah, but I had it set up so you can see like the waterfall and the windmill in the background.
Cool.
And then at some point, Kirill came in and did a rendition of it, and it was like facing the big aircraft hangar.
Kirill.
Yeah, I was like, Kirill!
Maybe some people want an aircraft carrier themed wedding. I don't know.
If they do, they can face this way while they get married.
And they can deal with it.
Yeah.
Kirill's clinical.
But I put it back. I put it back so it's pretty, and look how beautiful it is, and it's got flowers.
All right, now I want this to be like Sleeping Beauty's dress, where you guys keep switching it back and forth the whole time.
So,
I'm the only one who watched that movie.
Sleeping Beauty? What is that about?
It's about a really ugly girl who never goes to sleep.
Is Ferris Bueller in that movie?
He totally is. You
Abe
need to watch
Foreman, the
it.
Sausage King.
Yeah.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
The thing I was going to show off seems to have gone away.
Yes!
So
Did you go to take it out and you're like, yeah, it
Probably.
works?
in the wedding area
You're so
here?
excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just remembered something. In the wedding area here, there's a consortium florist that's selling flowers.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
wanna
Oh, that's
For a
right.
mere
spend
one
some
gold.
coin,
Yeah.
you can buy some flowers for your sweetie
And walk through
pie.
that bird. I came across that the other day and didn't associate it with the wedding
And you
chapel.
can haggle with them. Look,
Yeah, that's way too much.
yeah,
Come on, you could do better.
just keep
than that.
haggling and haggling.
I can spend your money
No.
here, right?
I don't have very much.
Give gifts to everybody that's doing this.
Stop it. I don't have very much on that account. So if you haggle, here's my question. If you haggle, do you get like progressively crappier flowers?
I don't know the answer to that. Only
That,
Alexander
that
knows.
would be great.
All right, I'm
I hope
asking.
so.
The last
Alex.
one is just filled with ticks.
It's like one dandelion with
It's a
some
wet
dirt hanging
paper
off
bag
the
of
bottom.
ticks. Here you go. Cheapskate.
Always make it slightly more horrible. Thanks to Peter.
I wanted to
Peter.
show off this this touching, heartwarming thing up here, and now it's gone.
I probably put
Is
a
it
rock
really
over
touching?
it.
Is it really touching and heartwarming? Is it awful?
I'm touched. There is a couple
believe
of
him.
recurring characters
He's
that are
lying.
up by Tox Mill. We
Oh,
have
it is touching.
Yeah, we have some orphans that were refugees that were relocated here and adopted by Braca, who was one of the aid workers during that whole Lion's Arch catastrophe. And
That's
I'm
not
not
them.
actually sure where she went. She wandered off. But they have their own little dog that they named Data Dog because he's like they gave him like an Asura name. It's really cute. But
Oh, okay. So if you guys remember in pre-Scarlet Lion's Arch, there was a human and a char kid running around, and they were playing a chase game around the bank, and you kept hearing ghosts, and then they had a little dialogue about how I don't understand why our parents don't like us playing together, because this is we don't care.
Racist.
Yeah, we don't care that I'm a char and you're a human, and it shouldn't matter. We should just be friends.
yeah, now they have a sweet family where they're all living together in this mill, presumably.
And now they're siblings.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. If you follow them out to the waypoint, they all blip through the waypoint, and the dog kind of is running off in the fields. and then he-
Quinceañera.
My God.
You're welcome, everyone.
What are we talking about? I don't even remember that.
A dog or something.
Dogs. Did we do the wedding area yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on a picnic blanket.
Oh yeah, there's picnic blankets here. If you're here is this the spot where at night the people come out of the water
I
and
believe
start
so,
having
but I
yeah,
don't
there they
see
are
it.
right there, right?
Well, they're not dancing.
Whoa, I totally gave up on this. I
they
mean,
supposed
I
to
like
dance?
took it out of the
So
list.
between these two picnic blankets, if you're here as night falls, these people just kind of spawn underwater and come walking up onto the beach and start having
Which
a
is
beach
not
party.
at all
It's like the
terrifying.
Navy SEALs of partiers.
Yeah,
I should go see if
they're
the,
like a mobile operation party unit that just shows up there on the beach.
I'm gonna go see if the secret rave is active right
Okay.
now.
Yeah, you have to be here like
There's
at the exact
also-
right time.
There's a secret script meeting that happens at midnight on one of the beaches.
Oh yeah, they
too.
all get really smart, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
they
all
get
the script
gather
come popping
together.
out of the ground and have a meeting about different intel that they've picked up from wandering around the city.
Later, show me that. We're not going to spoil everything, so we are not going to show you.
Oh, here's
that.
Snick and Scratch.
Oh, those kids.
These little
but
kids are awesome.
Later, show me that script thing because I tried to find it and I couldn't. Are these the
All
kids
of these
that
guys
steal
are
the apple?
Yeah, they steal apples. They're up to all kinds of little shenanigans around the city.
That was great.
What?
All right, so
What was
let's
great?
see. You are great, Peter.
You don't need to know.
You are my favorite person.
What was I going to do next?
Do we want to go look at Sia?
Oh, yes. I think it's Saya.
I'm not asking you to
I think
pronounce
it's
things anymore.
Quinceañera.
Quinceañera.
You're so proud of yourself.
I'm still pronouncing it completely wrong.
I am
but-
going to be laughing about that the whole rest of the day.
You probably just committed a hate crime. With that pronunciation. Crap, where is she?
All right, you can't find her?
No, wait. Wait.
See if she's with the orphans, because I'm actually a little concerned that their parents aren't taking good care of them.
Oh, no, I'm somewhere else now. I'm in the...
Didn't you call CPS?
You've been set on fire.
Yeah, I can't get in this door. I can't remember what the
Oh, there
trick
she is.
is.
Oh, sweet. Did you find her?
Yeah.
Yay.
At one point, we talked about having all the kids in the city at a certain time at night. There would be like a bell, and all the kids would go running into doors around the city and disappear. And I wanted to have them all run into an orphanage, and it would burst into flames and burn to the ground every night. But I got voted down.
Peter is the reason for a lot of awful, awful things. All right, so tell me about aid worker.
Saya.
Thank you.
Used to be Simon, and now she is a transgender aid worker here.
So
Teddy created this character,
Yeah, this
correct?
is a character that Teddy created.
I didn't know that Teddy created her.
Yeah, isn't
Aw.
this cute?
I will not attempt to say Teddy's last name because that would be racist.
Quinceanera?
It's close.
You guys are horrible people.
It is the.
I didn't say that.
It's the hardest one to do. It's the NGY. I can't do it.
So tell me about Saya.
Moving right along.
Seriously.
So
I'm
Saya
just gonna
was
roll
formerly
Josh right
Simon.
off. Go. Jeez, why'd you stop?
Saya was formerly Simon. It was an aid worker during the crisis from after Scarlet's attack on the city, and everything was on fire. And Simon was helping out with some of the refugees and things that were going on. Teddy moved Saya here to the Lion Guard area, the fort, and now she is telling you about how she has decided that she is Saya instead of Simon. So
Because life is short.
that's right, and
Especially
great.
for characters that Peter is writing.
that's right. Yeah, it's especially for
Seriously.
Quaggins.
You guys are. Poor Peter. You are never going to live down Drubert, and we love you.
Oh, Drubert.
Poor Drubert.
Yes.
All right, we have one more thing, except Peter sounds like he maybe wants to show us something.
Oh, I was just going to say that we sort of consolidated the all the mist portals here together with also the portal to the fractals of the mist, so it's a little easier to find all these.
Thank you.
Yeah, it used to be just
Thank you
scattered
so
all
much.
over the city, or at least the fractals one was, so it's a little easier to find it now. So that was all I was going to say.
I love it. I keep looking down at your monitor instead of like up at this one,
Look at the camera.
but that's not a monitor. I'm like super fascinated. All right, so let's go to the lighthouse. And are you still trying to open that door?
Oh,
I
look,
gave
it's
up
Wild-Eyed
a long time
Miller.
ago.
Oh, it's Wild-Eyed Miller?
Yeah, here he is.
Oh, let's see what his latest
Is
theory
he
is.
really wild-eyed?
He's crazy. So if you hang around this guy, he'll have some crazy theories that he's spouting.
What's one of
about-
them? Get my dog's head out of the rock, please. It's really concerning.
Yeah, he's got some crazy theories about what's really going on around Lion's Arch. That he is loosely based on our fans.
The theories are based on theories that our fans have had.
I'm not on trial. So,
Oh, yes, you are.
so we did some remodeling on the lighthouse over here.
It is
It
gorgeous.
It has gone from a quaint lighthouse to a terrifying monument of technology.
It looks great.
It looks like it's
not terrifying.
It's shooting out all kinds of energy off to the side here. It's pretty awesome.
Looks
No
like
one's going to crash into that thing. though.
Well, no one's gonna ever crash into the rocks now with that thing shining.
Seriously, it's serving its purpose nicely.
So Sarah Sperry had the idea early on that we should have all the players vote on what to call some certain places in the city, and this is one of the locations that we let them name. There's a little bit of a controversy online because one of the options for naming this was after a priest who died. He used to be at the old lighthouse, and he died during the attack
And
by
this
Scarlet.
is his daughter, and
And-
she's super traumatized.
Even though people went with the wrong name and decided to call it Phoenix Roost instead of Priest Gray's
Even though
Lighthouse.
the players were clearly wrong.
The players are wrong. So this is
It's
his
like a
daughter
list of
here.
how wrong you are.
His daughter, who was previously crying at the graveyard for her lost father, has now moved on, and she has become an acolyte in his honor, an acolyte of Duena, and she has moved here at the lighthouse, and if you talk to her, she'll give you a speed boon and tell you a little bit about how her father loved the lighthouse, and she's there even though the players made the terrible mistake of choosing the wrong name for
What
this.
did you vote for, Peter?
I actually came up with the name, and they chose the wrong name.
We told them that you came up with that
We
name.
weren't
is
told
why.
that could happen.
Certain assurances were made.
Yeah, I didn't think we were actually letting people vote. I thought it was,
We lied to you.
Publicity stunt.
yeah, publicity stunt.
We lied to you. Only you.
I thought we were
Aren't you
just
gonna
going to tell
go
them,
go
you all
dive?"
voted for the Grady Lighthouse, and you correctly
Yeah.
chose the right place.
Go
No,
instead
you
of-
dive.
should totally dive.
But you're going the wrong way.
Oh, I'm scared.
Do
though.
it. Do it.
I'm scared to
I
go
want
up
to see
here.
you die
Do it.
live.
Actually, the few times I've tried to dive off the top of this, I've fallen onto the next ledge down.
Excellent. Yeah, this is where I
Peter's not
moved
the
the
only
new
one.
diving board because the old one was condemned.
So this is just a short hop, skip, and a jump up
Yeah,
the
it-
4-mile long ramp that goes up the side of this.
Where's the elevator, Josh? Josh?
No comment.
Josh, I need an elevator. I'm getting tired
I don't
just
think we
watching
have
this.
elevators in Tyria.
There's
I also
like a
made
big
a
seed
little,
thing in the grove.
Oh, that's right. There is. Yeah, you're right.
in the area behind the diving board. You could jump off the very top, and there's a little puddle that's just deep enough to land in. But if you miss it, you die, and you get nothing for it. It's just style points.
Who designed this lighthouse, by the way?
It's a mixture of Daniel, Curiel, Dave.
Everybody who designed it got to put one light in. It explains a lot.
And 2 miles of. You're almost there.
It's like a halfway diving board.
Okay, I'm gonna put on the diving
All right,
goggles. Now,
do it.
I'm gonna jump all the way out here.
Yeah.
Look down.
I'm scared.
Look all around. You just need to push forward after you jump. You'll be fine.
What? Forward?
Yeah.
What? How do you do that?
Like tap it or
That's the W.
W. Ah! Ah!
You can do it. You can do it.
Ah! I was killed.
You did
yes.
There we go.
it. Golf clap.
I
Thank you
didn't
for
get an
getting me-
achievement for that though.
No achievement whatsoever. I got
That's
nothing
really
for
lame.
that.
The achievement is I respect you now. For a little while.
It's the greatest achievement of all. Hello.
I want my $10.
Hey, the arch is back. There we go. We did it, everyone.
Thank you guys.
Josh, where's this
so
arch
much.
in the city?
Why, Josh?
Where did you put it?
It's hidden.
It's
Where-
obviously, I mean, look at this concept art that we've used to publicize this. It must be somewhere.
Where are
Where's
you
it?
gonna put it, Josh? Don't answer that. Thank you guys very much for coming and telling us
I'm
secrets
sorry.
of Lion's Arch. You're not even a little bit sorry, and neither am I. I'm glad you guys came.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. All right, we have a little bit of skill stuff to talk about. Just a tiny bit. A few
Does that
things
mean I can
happened
storm
with
out?
skills. You can storm out
I
in a
wanna
second,
I wanna
but we don't have very many of these, so you have to wait. And we will be back in a minute with Hugh and PvP 101. Thank
This
you again,
interview
you
is
guys.
over.
Do this over again. This live?
I gotta refocus now.
That's it. Peace out.
Can we do it one more time?
Coup is what Quaggins say, for the record.
I really, really love that clip show.
I know. Man, look at this chair.
All
It's
right.
like on fire. Oh my goodness.
chair is
All right, we're
ridiculous.
good. It's off fire now. Off fire.
Welcome to the Madhouse, Hugh.
Man, I don't know how I was supposed to follow that up.
You were like crying
Oh man,
over there.
that was rough. That was rough. When I was
Yeah.
sitting over there, I was like, man, I gotta follow that up. That act.
I think you're probably okay. All right, so I will let you keep plugging in. We've been in a rotation on PvP 101 about maps and professions, and we've been covering that. And we're going to take a little break since the meta kind of imploded.
Yes.
This
now,
week.
with the huge, I'm sure everyone who's played has seen the massive skills change that's happened. It's kind of shooken stuff up a bit.
Yeah,
Just
so
a bit.
we're going to kind of go back to basics this week
Yes.
and ease new players in on what is going on because it's super confusing.
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest things that changes when we talked about old builds, we would say like, you have all these points. I think it was like 14 points you could spend. So you could get like 2 full straight lines and then either splash into one or you can kind of like organize your points. However, now with the new system, it's all about 3 full straight lines. And one of the other things that people,
It's pretty great.
yeah, I know it's really cool because there was a lot of builds that you were like, man, if I could only go a little bit further in this line, oh, if I could just go and get these 3 Grandmaster traits, I could make something awesome.
So many great things.
Yes. Well,
Guess
you
what?
can. So one thing I wanted to show off was, going back to the PvP build UI, going back through this one more time just to kind of let people understand exactly what's going on, as well as
Yeah, let's take a look at your build.
the new build UI stuff. So we go into the game real quick. On my screen, we will kind of show what it looks like in the PvP build UI. So the top of the screen when you come into PvP, so you go to the Heart of the Mist, which we've already done, go to the PvP build at the top, you'll see this screen looks very similar. Like I said, you can switch out your weapons, switch out your sigils, switch out that. So I really don't need to go over too much there. One thing
It's not too scary.
Yeah, one thing I will go over is that with the new patch, we did get some new amulets in. So we got this new one called Crusader, which is what used to be an old amulet, which is now changed. Because some of the feedback we got was Berserker in PvP is not Berserker in PvE. So what we did is we wound up creating those for Berserker now in PvP is now the same in PvE, and there's a new amulet we called, what was it called? Marauder. So Marauder is old PvP Berserker, but now we have the actual Berserker, which is this guy right here.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
the same thing with Crusader, which I don't remember exactly. I think that was Settlers or Rampage or something like that. It's one of those that, again, in PvE it was different than PvP, so we made the actually correct and created the new amulet with those old stats, which is Crusader. But now the crazy thing.
Now we get into it.
The actual PvP builds and builds in general. So for PvP, PvE players will know they have to go through and do all of the getting the actual points and spending them and going through this dialogue, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen already. Go through and spend your points to get your utilities and your traits and stuff like that. Well, just like the times of old, PvP again, you still don't have to do any of that stuff. That's all unlocked for you. So if there's a build as a new player when you come in and you want to try, you can come to PvP, check out that build, make the build that you want, and then you can go in PvE and earn those points and spend them to make that build in PvE. So that stuff's still there, all still there.
So you've still got everything available.
Yes.
All right.
So, but one thing I want to show you is how in PvP it's changed. So you have your 5 lines that you can select. And by selecting any of these lines, it will slot it out and switch it. So like if I put defense in here, it'll just switch, or I won't put defense because I'm silly. And you can see that, but there's all the traits have been switched out. So before you had the old trait system, which you would select the numbers. It would be like 3 and then 6 and then 5. And you could get 3 of the low tier traits, the adapt traits.
Right.
But you could only ever have 1 Grandmaster trait. Because that was, we had essentially a tier system where tier 1 was, 1 through 4. And you could select a tier 1 in a tier 2 slot and a tier 3 slot. But a tier 3 slot could only have a tier 3, a tier 2 can only have a tier 2 or tier 1, so on and so forth.
Right.
Now, there is only these 3. You can only have one of these guys right here, one of these guys right here, and one of these guys right here. You cannot mix and match. You can't have all of these here, which would used to be the old adapt side. You can't have 3 adapt traits. You can only click 1, and then it will link, and it'll show you what you get here, and then you can select one of these guys, and then select one of these guys, and that's it. That is a huge change.
It is, and this is why we're doing this, to help you get used to it, and not really understand it, not really get a feel for it, but at least know which way you're going.
Yes. So
Instead of just looking at it going, I don't know.
So there was a lot of times in builds, especially some of the warrior builds I used to run, I would run 2 minors, especially in discipline and stuff like that. Whereas you can't do that anymore. So a lot of those, I want to give a big shout out to the skills and balance team. Those guys, they did a great job taking a lot of the traits and stuff that aren't in the game and rolling them into either the newer traits or combining traits, as well as making basic functionality part of the class. I think it's, again, huge shout outs to those guys. Those guys work really, really hard. And of course, there are bugs with everything. But you know what? Again, they've been working their hiney off to make sure everything is getting up to par. And we appreciate you as the players coming to us and letting us know exactly what's broken. So again, big shout out to you guys. Big shout out to the Skills and Balance guys.
That's probably something we should say. The amount of work that has gone into this.
It was massive.
I didn't even realize until we started talking to people this week. And I was absolutely floored by how hard the teams have been working on this. So, yeah.
Yes.
Thank all of you. And you.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank all of you guys.
it was one of the best, one of the hardest parts was just getting in there and just playing it over and over and over again and finding little things. Like, I mean, one of my favorite things to do is, maybe not in this segment specifically, but other segments, is going back through and saying like what we did see before we went live. Because
Right.
people say, "Oh man, this is really strong." You have no idea. You have no idea.
Yeah,
some
we've
of the
already
things.
tweaked this so much.
But going back on topic, this is what you're going to have to see. So one of the things I like telling people is when they do select a line is calling it by the number. So there's only 1, 2, or 3 of these things. So I will say, like, whenever I tell somebody, hey, what build are you running? I will say strength 1, 2, 3. So that way they go, oh, top trait, middle trait, bottom
Yeah.
trait, and they just go right there. Because those things are really important, especially when you're giving it a build. Because before you'd be like strength 6, 5, 9, and
Yeah.
it was tough because you'd be like, okay, why are you taking that instead of this? And this it should be in the middle. I don't understand why this is better than that. But this, because it's so simple of being able to know, oh, I can only check out of these 3. Oh, okay, he's going with, for instance, peak performance. He's going with like adrenaline skills. He's going great sword, and he's going, berserker's power. You can kind of say like, oh, okay, he's going with probably physical skills with a great sword, and he's going to try to keep his adrenaline high, right? Before you'd have to like kind of know what those numbers are, but it makes it a little easier because there's actually more decisions but less decisions because of the way the traits have been adjusted.
It's more decisions, better communication.
Yes.
Easier communication with your team.
Exactly. So I talk with some of the warrior players out there, and everybody's telling me all the new Hambo builds. But my favorite thing about it is so far out of like the 5 or 6 people I've talked to, they've all given me slightly different builds, and they've said it's the best build they've ever played.
Everybody's trying out new things.
They're trying new things, and that's kind of what I want to get to you guys across. Is obviously meta battle has always been the thing we always talk about as a place to go to learn new builds and stuff like that. But right now, if you go there, it's chaos.
I went there. I was like, okay, I got to get in here and try because my time has been really limited this week. So
Yes.
I haven't had much time to do as much gameplay as I wanted to. And I thought, okay, I'll just go to meta battle and I'll fool around with the first thing I find.
Yep.
And I went for ranked arenas and I looked for, okay, what's going on under the meta?
Yep.
There was nothing. I mean, there are no builds here currently. And I just went, I'll come back later.
Yeah, and that's one of the fun things, and this is why it's a great time for a new player to get in there and try stuff, because you will find that if you go through and look at something, you can play anything right now and at least be, viable because the way the traits are. Throw some stuff together that makes sense to you and get in there and try it. It may not work. It may work, but you know what? Try something else. Next time, just click on a different trait, try something else, try a different line, and play. Like I was playing, I don't even know what I was playing before. I think I was playing, was I playing Hambo? I was playing Hambo, of course.
There you go.
I was playing Hambo, and I was running through, and I had this, idea of like, I'm going to go with 100% crit chance on my burst skill, so I don't have to take intelligence sigil, and I'm going to go with, hydromancy, and I'm going to do this. And then I looked at, one of the other really good players, warrior players, Tarsus, and he was running something completely different. And I was talking to one of my friends, and he's running something completely different. I'm like, man. The fact that there's a lot of variation, a lot of variable right now because the meta is changing and shifting, it's a lot of fun to get out there as a new player. So all I say is come into PvP, look at the build, try something. If you liked a build before, Hambo, all those things should still exist. Try one of the things, try making that similar build, and then look at kind of the other options in those different lines that you were used to taking and see if maybe you can adjust it to your playstyle. Like for me, I wanted, 100% crit chance always on my Earthshakers. And I'm able to get that, but I had to sacrifice some stuff. But I gained some stuff, and it didn't make me any worse, but it just made me play differently. And I had different options. And it was, this to me is one of the most fun things, is like when a meta completely changes like this. Like this is very rare for any game where a meta will shift, like, you just turn upside down.
I don't even know if shift is the word.
Yeah,
the meta's gone right now.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what makes it's so fun to get in here and try some builds. So I really say, guys, jump in here, look at your traits, like really go through and look at them and see what has changed, what you can make. Because like you have access to essentially 3 Grandmaster traits. Like that is huge. That is a massive, massive change.
And the thing is, when you go in and get started on this and start working through the stuff that he was talking about, if you're a new PvP player, it's hard to say after a while, or a super casual player, and if you're watching this, you are most likely one of those things. One of the things that I've seen all this week is, oh my gosh, I came in here, none of my builds work, I have no idea what to do, I'm done. And that's like I said, I went into Meta Battle the other night, and I was just really tired. I had limited time, and that's why I was saying, you know what? I'll just go to Meta Battle. I'll find whatever's there. I'll throw it on my bar because I just want to go like knock out my dailies.
Yep.
And for really new or casual players, that's not going to work for a while. The advantage is that this is forcing what it did for me. This is forcing you to sit down and take some time where you're not jumping in, and take some time just looking and reading what your skills do.
Yep.
And figure out, well, you know, what do I want to do? Do I want to call down fire from the heavens? Do I want to punch things? Do I want to hit stuff? Do I want ranged or do I want melee? And then go from there. Figure out what kind of play style you're in the mood for.
And to be fair,
it's gonna help you.
Yeah. And to be fair, I already looked at Meta Battle last night when before and I was playing, and they did have started to.
They're getting there. I did this on I think like Wednesday.
Yeah. So they're starting to get some stuff there. So if you are like still really casual and you don't really know, you can probably wait, like I'd say probably by this week, and there'll be a fairly good amount of builds that you can just get in and try, and then you can kind of tweak as you see fit. Because one of the things I saw like when I was on there is like they went through this whole line, the specific line for Hambo, and I was like, I don't see this at all. Then I tried it, I was like, wow, that was actually really good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness. And
you found something new.
Yep. And so that's why, again, if you're one of those people that gets scared, I don't want you guys to get frightened about this specifically. So if you need to, wait for a little while, check Meta Battle, keep looking at Meta Battle, keep waiting for those things to update. Because I can guarantee, especially how hard people have been grinding it out on the top level and the mid level, those things will slowly start to settle, or maybe not like settle into a meta, but at least those builds will start becoming more available.
Yeah, and it's definitely not, don't take that to mean that I'm saying Meta Battle is suddenly useless.
Oh, yeah.
My point is that the meta was turned upside down.
Yeah, definitely.
Still my go-to.
Yep.
They and the players, they've done an amazing job. It's been really, really good. But this is an opportunity for you as a newer casual player to really get in there and just spend some time relaxing and reading what the skills do now.
Yep.
And reading what everything does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no right now, which is fun. There's no right, or there's obviously they can always say there's the wrong, but there's no right, which makes it so that you can explore a build that you may have always wanted to play, and it may actually be work.
Yeah.
So that's all I got, guys. I just wanted to keep it simple today because again, everything's still really changed. So keep it simple. I want to put it on you guys to have some fun and get out there and actually try it.
Seriously, have some fun. That is always, always, always going to need to be your first priority.
That's
Seriously.
Right.
All right, thanks a bunch, Hugh.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, see you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Bye.
the city of Lion's Arch. It has survived the onslaught of the Charr, an undead armada, pirate sabotage, and even the cataclysmic rise of an elder dragon. Despite it all, Lion's Arch has always endured. It has always stood as a beacon of hope and resilience. But nothing lasts forever. These are dark days for Lion's Arch. All is ash and ruin. And destruction reigns supreme. Now is the hour of our greatest need. To all of you who hold Tyria dear and call it home, the time has come to gather as one and take back Lion's Arch in the name of freedom.